From Bears' Last Stand to Saban's empire, we built the league, broke the mold, and rewrote the code. Crimson Tide, unstoppable, undeniable, untouchable. 7-9 champs, goal line stand. Barry Cross made Penn State fold their hand. Chile ran, Ogilvie danced. Sugar Bowl glory, banner advance. Ray Perkins brought Bennett's wrath. 3-time All-American cleared the path. Bill Curry's crew, Siren Stacy's fire. Deep steep crown, Crimson never tired. Gene Stallings, 92 rain. Teague stripped Miami, left them in pain. Jay Barker Lassick, Odin Tide. Langham locked down, Thorpe took flight. We're nothing but a winner. The best to ever do it. Crimson Tide rolls deep. No one can outdo it. Built for the lights, bred for the fight. We don't chase greatness, we define it right. Saban touchdown, turn fire to flame. 6 rings later, they chant his name. And Graham ran wild, first Heisman won. 2009 Texas came undone.
And welcome to Tight Sports. Welcome to Tight Sports, everybody. It's got to be a little quiet in my house tonight because I got started a little late. We are 4 days, folks, from storming into Norman. This is your countdown, just trying to give you a little bit of the ins and outs, what's going on with our Crimson Tide as we get closer and closer to getting our lick back versus the doggone Oklahoma Sooners. Folks, before we get to start talking about football, I just want to say a word about our men's basketball team. And the words are, what in the hell? I mean, what was that? I mean, Alabama, got their tail whipped by Arizona, and they don't, he didn't sugarcoat it. He did not sugarcoat it. He said, we got bullied on the boards. He made it clear that if they don't fix this rebounding problem, they're gonna get humbled all year long, over and over again. I mean, Arizona didn't just win the game; they dominated us from like the second half to the end of the game. It was back, and we were up by 2 at halftime. But the Tide got out rebounded, out muscled, out hustled. It was like watching a heavyweight fight, like a featherweight in that second half. In the first half, it was mono and mono. It was back and forth. Like I said, we ended up with a 2-point lead, if I'm not mistaken. Alabama's talent is real, but the hustle is kind of similar to what the football team, like, we're a little bit of not aggressive when we need to be. But Coach Oates, he didn't mince words. He said Alabama has a rebounding problem and it's got to be fixed. He said flat out, if the Tide doesn't clean up the glass, they'll keep losing games. They should win. That's accountability. Just accountability. I mean, Arizona, they crushed Alabama on the offensive boards. I mean, they had some dude who played pro overseas. I don't know. He was 28 years old, probably recently married with a baby on the way, if he didn't already have 2 babies. But I just kept seeing him win every loose ball. He was like a Dennis Rodman who actually could score with the ball. He didn't kick it out the mic. He just went right back up with it, and nobody was there to stop him in the second half. And in the first half, I think we had 9 blocks. But they changed something. And the Tide looked like they were playing volleyball while Arizona was playing football. I mean, you can't win if you don't win the paint. Just like you can't win if you don't own the trenches in football. Alabama fans, we know that this team can score with anybody. Well, until the other night. But the defense and rebounding, that's the grit for championship stuff. And I'm just talking about a conference championship. I'm not talking about just NCAA, which, the SEC is kind of strong these days. But even if make it to that final day of the SEC conference championship, we won't last past the quarterfinals like this. So he called his guys out, and they got the talent, they can fix it. This rebounding is something else, man. It's like soft Jell-O pudding. You know what I'm saying? You know how it is. It's chilled and soft and too much of it just makes your stomach hurt. That's how I felt watching the game. I just got this feeling inside, but if they could just flip that switch on and start crashing the boards, and if you're going to put up long shots, long rebounds, if you're going to take it in, follow your shot. Somebody needs to follow your shot or pick some part of the defensive thing it's all out of whack. And then, I give it to Coach Oates. I think he will get it better as we get over into January, but he better hurry up because the SEC did nothing else but get tougher as the years have gone on here. Now on to saving receiver Ryan. Ryan Williams is electric, but the stat sheet says he's been dropping passes like flaming biscuits. The stat that pops out is that he's had 16 drop passes over 2 seasons, ranking behind Hawaii's Pofele Ashlock, who has 26 drops, and Arkansas State's Corey Rucker, who has 18 drops. Next is Ryan with 16. And that's not kind of company you want to keep. It shows that, he's been targeted at times when he did play because, you got to throw your ball to the playmakers every once in a while. You just got to try them out. But in the SEC championship, he had the chance to snag a touchdown from Ty, and he didn't get it in the fourth quarter. Instead, the ball hit the turf. And the drop wasn't just a stat. It was a gut punch in a game that we needed we needed a little momentum, or at least clean the game up and make it look a little better. And not to just point the finger at him, but he's had this problem throughout the season. So drops don't erase greatness. Williams is one of the most dynamic receivers in the nation, drawing comparisons to Devontae Smith because of his explosiveness. Now, I hate using that name because Devontae he didn't get a chance to disappoint. I'll put it that way. So when you're the go-to guy, defense is going to swarm to you, pressure mounts, and mistakes get magnified. Alabama fans know the deal. Williams' hands, they may have betrayed him a couple times. Well, 16 times to be exact. But his speed, his separation, the playmaking, they're pure gold. So drops, they are fixable, but losing our receiver coach soon at the end of the season, who we bring in is going to be very important. I don't know if Derek Nix is still in the mix or whoever it is. I'm sure Coach DeBoer will do a thorough search to make sure we got a guy who can train this talented receiver pool up. But, somebody like Ryan Williams is kind of untouchable and unmatched and kind of hard to find. So he has one of the highest drop totals in college football, but he's still Alabama's future star. Yeah, future. Still playing now and could have at least another season, if not 2, with the University of Alabama. His latest misses, they hurt, but his ceiling is still high. It's sky high, and other receivers are coming in. So Darian Morgan's coming in. Lacia Brooks is there already. So hopefully Ryan Williams gets a chance to tighten those hands up. I suggest that he go to training with bricks, like Hall of Famer Jerry Rice did growing up. Dad was a brick mason, and brick masons, they build walls, they throw the bricks up, and that's what he did a lot. True story. Look it up. But I don't know, maybe Ryan he need to do something. I don't know what to tell him to do. He got to work with his coaches and figure it out. But I think it's fixable. So once you get him going, though, once he gets his hands back to where they were, the Tide offense is going to go from dangerous to downright deadly, And my last topic for today, it's great news, I guess, for many, and maybe not so great for some. But Michigan fans thought they could lure Kalen DeBoer away from Tuscaloosa. Michigan fired Sharon Moore, and suddenly they need the athletic department started dreaming about, we can get Kalen DeBoer. He don't like it down there. Big Ten started a big media circus and spun this thing like he was packing his bags already and taking stories about his family not liking it there. But the fans, real fans that knew the team, whether the man was in a pinch or not, we knew he wasn't going nowhere. It's like why would you trade like a Ferrari in for, I don't want to dismiss their program, but they like a top level Volkswagen right about now. Yeah, they beat us in that last 2 times, but this thing with Coach Sharon Moore And the people that are going to lead the program because they like Coach more, or maybe they don't see a future there, you're going to lose 10, 12 people in the portal anyway, no matter who you are. But maybe, I don't know if I'd be going to get on a sinking ship. They still don't know what they're going to do with their AD because of how he handled the termination of Sharon Moore. They say there may be some issues with how it happened. But Coach DeBoer didn't deny the rumors. He nuked them. He said, my family and I are happy in Tuscaloosa. I have not spoken and have no interest in speaking with anyone else about any other job. Now, we know they go through, I think he's represented by Mr. Sexton, or he has a representative. So I know you don't talk to nobody, but I kind of take him for his word. So Michigan can keep dreaming. DeBoer's heart still beats Crimson, and we got a lot of fighting to do down here. Alabama just isn't sitting back, though. They ain't stupid. There's already supposed to be discussions about extending his contract. I mean, Penn State and Michigan now, they have got more coaches, extensions, and pay raises over the last month. It's just unbelievable. I know whoever the representatives are, they got to be pleased with all this chaos, this coaching carousel is going on. Currently, DeBoer is under contract 2031, making $10.25 million in 2025, and he has annual raises built into that. But the Tide wants to make sure a coach feels the love and the paycheck. So that's how dynasties stay dynasties. They built a wall around China. So we trying to build a wall around our coach. So AD Greg Burns doubled down, praising DeBoer's leadership and player development. He made it clear Alabama isn't just keeping DeBoer, they're building with him, which is important. Message to some other programs out there, many other programs out there. When the AD and the coach are in sync, that's program fuel. You can't have them fighting back and forth, and one trying to get off the boat, the other one trying to pull him in. Next thing you know, the whole boat just capsizes. So Michigan fans thought they could get him, go to the Big Ten country, but the Tide fans I never believed it anyway. Why swap the SEC spotlight that you've kind of fought hard to get to? People don't believe that. I mean, we literally had somebody leave Notre Dame to come to the SEC. Many coaches have left other programs they were winning at to come to the SEC because this is the big boy. This is the grandfather, the big daddy of them all, the SEC. So why would you go to a program that's scrambling to find footing? This isn't like Michigan had a coach to retire. That's a mess. That's a mess that's going to resonate for a while. Just like Penn State, they had a mess. They hired James Franklin, and now they had another mess. And their recruits, non-existent. I'm sure they get people because everybody want to play D1 football, but not a lot of people like I say, eating off the bottom of the bucket. So in 2 seasons, DeBoer has been 19-7 at Alabama. He's beating Georgia, led Tide to the CFP, going to the playoffs. We're in the playoffs, y'all. But he has proven that he belongs in Tuscaloosa for a little while longer. Leaving now would be crazy. I never believed it anyway. And that's all I got for this episode. Sorry about the kind of whispering around here. But even when he was talking about this, DeBoer made it clear that his only focus right now is prepping for the playoffs, and especially the showdown with Oklahoma. So forget the distractions. He's locked in and making the Sooner. He's locked in on making the Sooners regret that they have, disrespected the field or even showed up in the playoffs. But the bottom line, I didn't believe he would leave. There's a lot of places I think he would go. I just think it'd be in the West Coast to the quiet life. I don't know why he would go to Michigan in a mess. So DeBoer's future, the Crimson, his dynasty is brewing. Yeah, it's brewing. I just believe that. It may not look like other people, blah, 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 but it is building something here very special. And Michigan is just left holding an empty wish list with the name Kalen DeBoer scratched out. Hopefully at the top of their list. That's all I got, folks. Please like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so thus far. I thank you all for your support. Game is Friday. I will be on around fourth quarter to do a game recap. Win, lose, or draw. I'll be sitting here with the happiest, stupidest little grin on my face, or I'll be sitting here in shock. So join me, and I'll hit you tomorrow with 3 days to go to Norman and try to break down this team and see if I can hear any word on whether our running game is going to have a little bit of pop. Just a little bit of pop. No, a big bang. We need bang. That's all I got for now. But always remember, roll, tide, roll.